My name is Jnana. Before I came to UCKG, my life is totally destroyed. I have a depression and suicidal thoughts. I can't sleep in the night and I can't talk to people. I am a fear. The fear is holding me back. Each and every moment when I want to go out, I can't. There is a something in inside of me telling you should die, you should give up in your life, and this keep on almost 2 3 years in my life, and I don't know what the solution I want to take. I talk to my friends, I seek help, but I didn't find the solution. And finally I watched an TV program by UCKG Help Center. And I thought, why not? This is my last chance. I can go and find out my solution. I have nothing to lose. Then I came to UCKG Help Center and I learned the things how I want to overcome in my life, the problem I'm facing, the suicidal thoughts, this kind of depression which I'm going through. And I did a chain of prayer. I did exactly what I learned in a UCKG Help Center. After sometimes day by day, it's not overnight, but after some time I feel good. I feel I'm much better and I start to go out and start to talk with the people and I feel good and I have a confidence that I can do and I can overcome my problem. And now I'm a happy person because I have the right tools to use to overcome my problem.
Hello to all, may God bless you in the name of Jesus Christ. We are back with you in your program, Get Out of Depression. You just saw the testimony of Jnana that arrived at the UCKG Help Center feeling loneliness, feeling depressed, feeling empty. But one day, when she heard about a God that was able to change her life, she took that opportunity and she grabbed that opportunity with all of her faith and with all of her heart, because she understood that there were things that only God could do. And maybe you are watching me right now and you are in the same situation, or maybe in a worse situation. You have been trying in many ways, you have been knocking at many doors, you have been trying in many aspects to try to get rid of this problem, but it seems that the more you try, the worse it is. I would like to invite you for you to stay with us, because we're going to see more stories. In the same way that you saw the story of Jnana, you're going to see more stories right now of people who overcome. Every Friday at the UCKG Help Center, we have this big and huge treatment where people has been helped, and you are our guest to join us. But we're going to speak more about that in a few minutes. Watch more stories of people who are overcoming. If you'd like in the meantime to get in contact with us, you have our telephone number, our WhatsApp number, and also if you are watching me from Facebook, you can reach us through a message. You are our guest to join us and to talk to us, and we're going to have the pleasure to be able to help you. Stay with us.
My suffering began as far as I can remember when I was young. From the time I was 8 years old, I felt like my world was kind of falling apart. My mom had gotten sick with kidney failure. My father wasn't in the picture. He was in and out of prison. As the youngest, I always felt like I was the black sheep of the family. The gang life felt more comfortable for me. Felt like it reached out to me. When I was 13 and a half, I hadn't gotten recruited to a gang, so I really didn't have nobody really to look up to, other than the gang members and my so-called friends. Had experiments with drugs and alcohol. The things I've tried was meth, heroin, crack, cocaine, and PCP. The reason why I felt like I wanted to experience with so many drugs is because I felt empty inside. I felt like there was a void. Roughly, I have gotten arrested about 10 times. I had gotten arrested for carrying a firearm, and the second time I got arrested was carrying a firearm as an ex-felon. And then my wife was telling me through the phone, it's either the streets, your gang lifestyle, or your family. I really just thought about it, and I chose that this type of lifestyle is not gonna take my family nowhere. Me and my wife were all constantly fighting. It got to one point where we were fighting in the middle of the street. There was this car that passed by and told us that we were crazy and that they were gonna call the police on us. And it just made us realize that we gotta do something about this.
Drugs and gang violence almost completely destroyed Vicente's life and family. So he and his wife decided that going to church was the only way to move forward.
When I first came to church, I never felt like I was discriminated or looked at different. I always knew about the church. My mom, like I said, my mom was in church for 13 years. I went from being an ex-convict, being very depressed, to having a happy family, having a son that really loves me, having a wife that's there. In a way, before I used to think that there was no possible way that I would change. Now that I've been putting the works into practice and I've been talking to pastors, I feel like I've been growing, and I feel like I've been taking a step forward in life. I don't want to go back to no drugs. I don't want to be with no gang. I want to be with my wife, my family, and number one, I want to be with God.
I'm here to basically kind of like go over what he was saying. I have seen a big change in him since we came to the church. There was a lot of not being able to trust him. You know, I didn't want him to be around my kid because he used to smoke and get high and whatnot. But now he's a completely changed man. He goes to work, he's faithful to God, he's faithful to me and to his son. I used to think that he was never going to change, that he was always going to stay surrounded by his gang member friends. I thought that he would either end up in jail or dead. There was a point that I thought that my son would probably end up following his footsteps, because I do see that my son follows him a lot. Like, he tries to do a lot of things that he does. That fear is no longer there, because I know that he tries to set a good example for my son all the time. I would definitely rather have this guy. To any woman out there that's married to a gang member, I would tell you not to give up on your husband. Most importantly, you need to come closer to God and bring your husband and your family closer to God as well. God is the only one that can really change a person that's like that.
Hi, my name is Amisha, and before I started Universal Church, I had severe depression and anxiety. I used to wake up in the middle of the night with these bad anxiety attacks, couldn't catch my breath, I couldn't focus in school. Depression, I was just sad inside, I couldn't find anything to make me happy. I didn't know what was the cause of it. It was just affecting my entire life. I couldn't really make friends and all that stuff. During my depression, many nights I used to cry myself to sleep, be it alone, thinking, why is this happening to me? Is this happening to anyone else? Will this situation ever end? I had suicidal thoughts many times. I just couldn't handle it anymore. Everything in my life is just going downhill. After one day I was walking at the market, a member of the Universal Church invited me to their service on Sunday. I went there, and that first service I felt a great change. Like, it was something I couldn't explain it. I used to attend the service Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays, and gradually everything started to fade. The way the depression began, I couldn't feel sad anymore. I was just happy all the time. I had fewer and fewer anxiety attacks. So at this point I haven't had one like in about 5 months now. After attending the meetings, I was told by the pastor about the chain of prayer. And I started to attend Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays, the main services, and I put into practice what I was told, and I saw many changes in my life. No more depression, no more anxiety attack, and during my perseverance, I found peace. Amisha today is a completely different person. My life has been transformed in many ways. I'm at peace with myself, I'm happy, I'm completely delivered, I no longer have depression and anxiety. and God has done so much for me. My advice that I have to my fellow young people that are looking at my testimony right now and many other persons is that if you're in a situation like mine, if you've been through the things that I've been through, I just want to let you know that you're not alone. And if you're going through it right now, I advise you to go to the nearest universal church in your area and seek counseling with a pastor and explain your situation like I did to him and believe, follow the steps that you're told, do what you're told, and your life will be transformed.
So Friday now at 10 o'clock in the morning and also at 7 p.m., you are our guest to join us in this great and powerful treatment against depression. It doesn't matter your religion, doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter where you come from, and doesn't matter your condition. You know, if you are watching me right now, you are not watching by coincidence, but it's God who made you to watch this program to change your situation. He wants to change your life. And He wants not to change your life tomorrow. He wants to change your life now, right now. What you need to do is to give your step of faith. If you live in Stockholm, our address is Birger Gatan 106. Birger Gatan 106. You are our guest to be with us. If you need more information about our help centers here in Scandinavia or all over the world, you can visit our website www.uckg.se. Okay, www.uckg.se, and then you're gonna have every detail about our prayers and about our help center. It was a pleasure to be with you. May the Lord of the Bible bless you all, and until next time.